Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the How to Build series where we're going through every single champion in the game, and I'm putting together a quick reference guide for newer players who just have less experience than I do and feel like they need a little guidance on how to gear someone up, where to use them, how to use them, and just what I think about them overall. I won't be going into masteries and later game stuff. That gets a little convoluted and specific depending on how you want to use someone. So that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into it with the Harrier. He is the last rare of the Sacred Order that we're getting into. And he's an attack champ. He's got okay enough base speed, nice base attack, pretty decent base HP for a rare attacker. Defense is on the lower side though, so let's take a look at his skills. Attacks one enemy, 15% chance of hitting again. Okay, that's fun. Second skill, double hit, 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. So, I mean, defense buffs in the kit are always nice. This is on a 3-turn cooldown. So in like dungeon fights, it'll be helpful. It is 2 turns, so if he lands it, he'll keep a defense buff up pretty regularly. Unfortunately, it is only a 30% decreased defense buff. It would be great if this was on the first skill. If this was on the first skill, this would probably drastically improve my thoughts on Harrier. Just getting into it so far, I have not actually looked at him before, but if this was on the first skill, I'd be feeling a lot different about him right now. But there's a defense break in there, so he's got some usability in the dungeons. So let's see what else he's got. Third skill, just a regular attack, has a 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit. So he's got 45% crit rate on this skill regardless. So that's nice. You can kind of relax a little bit on ruining him for crit rate, or artifacting him for crit rate. And then a passive will ignore 50% of the defense, target's defense, when this champion inflicts a critical hit. But that's only available when Hospitaller is on the same team. So if you've got Hospitaller and you're using her and you pull a Harrier, now you've got someone to team him up with that'll let him ignore defense when he crits, which will be really nice actually. Because he's got this thing built into it where he's got a better chance of critting anyway. So you can still ruin him for damage. You don't have to focus crit rate as hard. And when he crits, with Hospitals on his team, he'll do a lot more damage. So, nothing insane, but he kind of sets himself up here to do great. Great's a strong word. He's got a kit that's kind of conducive to himself. He's got his own defense break, and then he's got this skill, and then this passive when she's on the team that'll make him do a lot more damage when he crits. The problem is that his AI is probably going to use this skill first, so the fight's going to have to go on for a little bit for him to get his own defense break up and then do this. But hopefully there's more than one defense break on the team that outspeeds him, so it won't matter. But there's nothing outrageous here, but he's not real bad either. He's decent. He would be a good dungeon champ. He would be a decent campaign champ. He could be a fun early game arena offense champ. I don't know that I think he's got a ton going on for clan boss. Probably not much going on for clan boss. But dungeons, aside from spiders and fire knight, like ice golem dragons, he could be decent in. The keep dungeons, he could be a nice addition to a team with a defense break. The defense break is always helpful. And then the occasional burst damage. So, yeah. So you could put him on most of your team's early game and he would be okay. As far as gear, I think just probably standard attack with focusing a little less on crit. Usually I say really early on, just focus on your attack. Don't worry about crit rate and crit damage. And then as you begin to progress and get your hands on more artifacts, you can begin to incorporate crit rate into your build. With him, you still want to do that, but you don't have to focus it quite as hard. You probably get a good set of crit rate gloves on him, crit rate percentage gloves, and you won't really have to hunt for it too hard in your substats for him to still crit pretty reliably with this last skill. So I would say standard attack, something along the lines of like double attack set, speed set, with attack percentage on the gloves and armor, and speed on the boots. And then again, as you begin to get your hands on more artifacts, you could put some crit rate percentage on the gloves, and I think you could probably even leave him double attack speed if you wanted to. And I think he would be fun. I don't think he's amazing, But earlier game, I think he fits into a lot of teams pretty well and pretty easy to build. The stats you're going to want to be looking for on him, like I said, are just attack percentage and speed, really. And then you do want him to have some accuracy so that he'll land that defense break. So you can either work an accuracy set into the mix or just hunt accuracy in your substats really hard. Sometimes you get lucky in accuracy. Accuracy can roll pretty high in your substats. So if you can get some decent substats in your for accuracy in your gear, you don't need to worry about an accuracy set. But that's what I'd focus on: attack, speed, accuracy, and then a little later, crit damage and a little bit of crit rate. As far as his rating, I think like with him being void, maybe like a 5.5. Only because of the void. Maybe even still just a 5. I don't think he's going to be game changing in any way, but I think he'd be fun. In early game, like I said, he's going to be a nice part of a team if you pull him early in the game. Especially if you pair him up with Hospital, or he's able to do substantial. Ignoring 50% of the defense will be nice. So, yeah, I think 5.5 is fun. I think it's reasonable. He's not amazing, but he's void. He's got a nice, solid little kit. And like I said, early game, I think he's going to do well for you just about anywhere you want to put him, save Spiders and Fire Knight. So that'll do it for Harrier. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, drop them below. If you have any comments, drop them below. If you're using him, you think he's better or worse than I said, you have any information I didn't consider, drop it all in the comments for us. The more information, the better. If you ever want to try to catch me live on Twitch, I stream at twitch.tv/JGigs. And that was it. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.